I am the Mad King of the Iron Throne. Hey everybody, this is David, and today I'm going to be talking about Game of Thrones Season 1. What? That's right, I am going to be talking about the first season of Game of Thrones, put my thoughts on it, what I thought about it, because I haven't seen Season 6 yet of Game of Thrones. Not because I didn't want to, or I'm not trying to catch up or anything. I am caught up on Game of Thrones, up to Season 5. But I haven't been able to see Season 6 yet because I don't have HBO. So I thought to myself, why not go back from the beginning to the beginning and just review them, because why not? It's my YouTube channel and I can talk about whatever show and movie I want. And I choose Game of Thrones because I put out a poll suggesting 4 shows that I should review. And the 2 that most people picked were Smallville and Game of Thrones. And I said, you know what? I haven't seen the first season of Game of Thrones in a long while. Why not check it out? So here we go. First of all, yes, this is one of the greatest TV shows on television. If you are not watching Game of Thrones, do yourself a favor. Go check this show out. I know a couple of people that haven't seen this show. I think they're on crack. But this show is just so well written and so well made. You think that you are watching a movie on television. I mean, the quality on this show is amazing, from the actors to the special effects to the sets. Everything in this show, I'm telling you now, is amazing to look at. You get some really cool characters in this show, such as Jon Snow, who seems to be the main hero, possibly, of this entire series. But starting in season 1, it looks like Ned Stark is really the hero of the movie, or the show, until, obviously, towards the end of the season. I don't want to spoil it because it's so good how this whole season turns out. Ned Stark is played by Sean Bean. You guys know Sean Bean. He's like in almost every movie imaginable back in the 90s and the early 2000s. I don't see him nowadays too much, but he was mostly known for being in GoldenEye, the 007 movie, the first one featuring Pierce Brosnan, as well as the Lord of the Rings trilogy. He played Boromir, and it's nice seeing him play a character that's actually really likable, and probably one of a lot of people's favorite character back in the first season. And you really want Ned Stark to really battle through and kick ass, and he should have been the king, you know? And unfortunately, this show likes to be like an ex-girlfriend to us. It likes to really rip our hearts out once in a while and throw us to the floor and kick us while we're down. Literally, I'm not even joking. That's how this show feels like sometimes. It's like being in an abusive relationship and having to deal with that and put up with it every single day. Obviously, like I mentioned, we also have Jon Snow, who the bastard child of Ned Stark. Or is he? There is a very interesting fan theory going around, which seems to be coming to fruition, on who Jon Snow's mother is. And I don't want to spoil that theory for people that don't know, because I think that is the fun of the series, on discovering Jon Snow and his past. And if you hear what the theory is, if you want to find that out, I'll let you guys find that out yourself. But I'm not going to spoil it, because it could be, if it does come true, which it looks like it is, it could be a really interesting reveal on his lineage. We also got Robb Stark and Arya Stark, Sansa Stark, and even Catelyn Stark, the wife of Ned Stark. And these are all great characters. You all really grow to like these characters. Even the kids, the kid actors are all great in this show. It's very rare for me to say that, where a group of kids are actually all really talented. And Arya Stark, especially seeing her in this season and where her character goes later on, it's always interesting to me going back on a series and seeing where they started off at and knowing where they will eventually be. And it shows how great the show was at planning things and moving ahead. We also have a lot of villains in this show. We got the Lannisters, mostly Cersei Lannister and Jaime Lannister, and we also got Joffrey, their son. That's right, Joffrey is an incest child. But nobody else knows it because Cersei is married to Robert Baratheon. So Joffrey's last name is actually Baratheon, not Lannister. I apologize for that. And so Cersei's keeping a lot of secrets behind closed doors. And this show, I'm telling you now, if you don't like violence and, very weird, awkward things happening, I don't know. Let's just say this show is not suitable for kids. Yeah, that's the safe way to put it. There might be kids in the show, but it's not a kid show. You might want to keep them away from a show like this. But for it's entertaining storytelling. It's great storytelling at its finest, and you really do enjoy these characters, and you hate the villains of the show so much. Joffrey was that kid that you wanted to punch in the face because he is just he looks like an innocent kid, but at the end of the day, man, this kid needs to be knocked out. And his mother is the same thing, man. Jaime is interesting because in this season he actually starts off as a dick, and as the series continues on to later on, I don't want to talk too much about it, but he does start to redeem himself a little bit for me. Not fully, but a little bit. Going back on Joffrey, I also should mention that when I hate on the character of Joffrey, I'm hating on the character, not the actor. I think the actor is just doing a terrific job. The way that he can make me feel that way, that anger towards this character, just shows how talented Jack Leeson is. We also have Daenerys Targaryen, who is, I like to call her the Dragon Lady because she controls the dragons, and she's possibly a dragon herself because she can walk through fire. What? That's right, and she's learning all this, and she's going through her own journey where her brother is trying to sell her as a sex slave or sex queen, I don't know. And but it's interesting how powerful and how strong she becomes by the end of the season. This is a woman that is inspiring women, I think, everywhere, that look, you can take control and have power in your own way because if you use it to your advantage. And she really does pull through and turns out to be a really great journey, character journey for her in this season. The special effects are amazing. I'm telling you, when you see these dragons at the end of the season, it's like mind-boggling how they do all this stuff, not just on special effects, but as I said earlier, on the sets and the costumes as well. Everything is just amazing. And the theme song, you gotta talk about the theme song of Game of Thrones. It's probably one of the most iconic scores that you'll ever hear, and you won't stop humming it. The more you watch this show, the more you'll be humming it almost constantly at work or in everyday life. So I could go on and on about this show, and I will, because I will try to review the other seasons as well, but I thought to myself, since I'm waiting for season 6 to come out on November on Blu-ray, I thought, you know what, let's review the other seasons if I can before then. And then, when season 6 comes out on Blu-ray, I will review that one too. So guys, I hope you like this video. Please like it to support me, and don't dislike it. I hate that button. YouTube should just get rid of the dislike button. And check out me on Twitter, at iCrazyDavy, Facebook. I'll put all that in the links, the description box below, all those links. And check me out on iTunes. I have a podcast called David's Movie and TV Talk and podcast. And you can listen to it. Again, all of that will be in the description box below. So with all that being said, guys, I hope you like this video, and take care.